We made a difference. We made it together. We made it. There are many different types of engineering. Each one focuses on achieving a specific goal. Today, we are going to talk about civil engineering. Civil engineers must focus on keeping structures strong and stable. They consider lots of different factors when they design and build structures. These factors include safety, maximum load or force a structure can withstand, availability of materials, cost, purpose of the structure, and its appearance. Safety. Structures are designed so that they're safe for people, even when external forces act on them, such as an ice storm, an earthquake, or an intense hot summer. How much we should focus on mitigating each depends on where we are building. For example, if we are building a structure in Japan, we have to keep in mind the risk of earthquakes and tsunamis, and focus on protecting it from such disasters. If we are building a structure in southern Ontario, we wouldn't focus on an earthquake or tsunami, but instead look at protecting it from floods and snow. Availability of materials and cost go hand in hand. When choosing the material that we will build our structure with, we need to keep in mind the cost of that material and how much of it is available. The purpose of the structure. What is it going to be used for? Will it house people? Does it connect two sides of a river or a valley? Will it house offices? Will it be a tourist attraction? The next thing we need to keep in mind is the appearance of the structure. Now, of course, we must try to make our structure aesthetically pleasing no matter what the purpose is, but each purpose will have a different expectation. For example, the appearance of an apartment building would not be what people expect a tourist attraction to look like. Another important factor that must be kept in mind is how environmentally friendly our structure is going to be. This is important to protect our earth and maintain a clean environment. We need to think ahead for this. LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, is the most widely used green building rating system in the world. Some of the main ways to be environmentally friendly is by preserving and protecting the natural resources that surround the project site. Another way is reducing trash, pollution, and degradation of the environment when the building is under construction. And then there can be efficient use of energy, water, and other resources when the building is up and running. When engineers design a structure, they need to consider the physical factors and the functional factors. Physical factors determine the strength, stability, and safety of the structure. Functional factors help determine the structural components and the form. There are three main types of structures. Number 1, a shell structure. Number 2, a solid structure. And number 3, a frame structure. What makes a shell structure strong? The outside of a shell structure is a solid material, and its shape provides the strength to the structure, such as an arch or a dome. Purpose. The open space inside a shell structure holds, protects, or supports objects, people, or materials inside. An example is the Toronto Rogers Centre. What makes a solid structure strong? A solid or mass structure is made from only solid and usually strong pieces of material with little or no space inside. Purpose. Solid structures are often heavy and can support a lot of weight. Sometimes many solid structures are placed together to form a larger, stronger structure to hold objects, people, or materials. An example would be bricks, a solid structure that are then used to build larger structures like houses. What makes a frame structure strong? A frame structure is made of different pieces or components of one or more types of material joined together in a framework to make a lightweight and strong structure. Purpose. Although the framework has many open spaces, the pieces work together to give it strength and stability to bear a weight or a load. Example are chairs, bridges, and the frames of houses. Structures can combine two or more types of structures. For example, a car consists of a metal frame with a fiberglass, plastic, or metal shell. Your challenge. You just got a new puppy. He is so tiny, only 1 kilogram in weight. But there's a big problem. You live at one end of the city and the puppy lives at the other. In order to transport him home, you need a crate, but you don't have any money to buy one. Luckily, you have just enough change to buy some tape and some newspaper, and more importantly, you've got some serious engineering skills. Using the least amount of newspaper and tape possible, Build a crate, it's a frame structure, that will carry the puppy's weight of 1 kilogram. As you design, think about your constraints and criteria. The cost of the materials. You will need to keep track of your total costs. Newspaper equals $2 a sheet. Tape equals $1 per 10 centimeters. Make sure you measure how much you use. As well, there is a minimum structure size, 30 centimeters wide, 40 centimeters long, and 40 centimeters high. Your design must be able to carry a load of 1 kilogram. And the purpose of your structure is that you must be able to safely and comfortably carry your precious cargo for a distance of 10 meters.